want you to look at it, and then we'll ask a question together. I will hope nobody no vex. Okay? Here we go. Who are listening on radio, I may have to do a bit of narration for those listening on radio. So this is what you're seeing, a JFJ wrapped vehicle. Clear the mark, Jamaicans for Justice. And people huddling at the side of the vehicle. There's someone sitting in there with a clipboard as if ticking off names. And I am being told by this journalist of vast experience, a man who was seen in this thing when I was a sapling with breast milk still on my mouth. He was in this thing. And what he says is that people were signing a register to collect money. Now, I say that, all right, it could be that it was a lunch stipend. It could be to defray traveling expenses. It could be for various things. I'm not making any conclusion. But I would ask JFJ to explain if the support they got, the 130 that they spoke about in their press release, and the organization that we saw, if this was organic, or if this was, an inducement given to people to come and support the cause, to make the cause seem to have more muscle than it actually does. These are just questions. Yeah, I'm not making any assertion. If I was making any assertion, I would treat the material differently. But there's a gentleman now who will appear in the shot. You can see him on the left corner. Fellow. He was pleasant for the most part, telling the reporter that he couldn't film. So the man said, brethren, we're in a public place. You're telling me that I can't film in a public place? Nonsense. And this guy was trying to explain to him that no. So the question was asked.
This is sensitive.
Listen to this.
Stuff that's happening with sensitive information. What does that mean? What is sensitive? I don't understand what is sensitive. I be collecting money. I don't have lunch money. I welfare money.
Right. So he would have asked, the reporter would have asked, what are they collecting monies for?
Support us with transportation costs. And this might be sensitive. So please do not. So yeah.
Basically, the gentleman is explaining that this is to defray transportation costs and some other things associated with the process. Again, the microphone choose a time. King, these frustrations very well, eh? Choose a time, Tana, to be dodgy. So we're not hearing the full exchange, but he told me exactly what happened last night when he contacted me. Yeah? And so again, people gathered and they are collecting. He says he saw the cash from the person in the vehicle going to the persons at the vehicle. So I'm just asking JFJ, they can answer. Honorable people. Yeah, people we respect. The crowd and the support. What was happening in the bus? Is it as the reporter is telling me? And no, that reporter doesn't work here. As I said, works external. Does a lot of work right across the spectrum. Sports, hard news, parliament, everywhere. Very experienced gentleman. And he, based on my experience with him, he doesn't tell tall tales when it comes to his work. And then he was most perturbed because he says, George, the man got rough with me at one point. And I said, well, clearly he doesn't know who you are because he wouldn't have done that otherwise. And he said, well, clearly he didn't. So I'm just asking JFJ, did you pull an organic crowd? Did you induce the crowd, or were you just defraying transportation, lunch, and so forth, inconvenience, expense? Make we know, because it would be good, I think.